Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Back in the spring, I attended a conference at the Ark Encounter with Ken Ham as one of the speakers. I believe I talked about it before. He said the answer to practically any problem in our culture can be solved by going back to Genesis 1 through 11. Just think about it. Abortion, homosexuality, divorce. Go back to the beginning. God gave us the foundations in those first chapters of His Word, and if we go back to that foundation, we won't get sucked into the world's debates. I noticed as I studied in Matthew that Jesus did this in Matthew 19, 3 through 9. The scribes and Pharisees wanted to trap Jesus, as usual. They tried to get him to take sides in their petty arguments. One of those arguments was about divorce. The scribes and Pharisees disagreed on this. I've heard some of the Pharisees, when they traveled, would divorce their wife in one town and marry another wife in the next town. Let's read their little conversation. The Pharisees also came to him, testing him and saying to him, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for just any reason?" And he answered and said to them, "Have you not read that He who made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So then they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore what God has joined together, let not man separate." They said to him, "Why then did Moses command to give a certificate of divorce and to put her away?" He said to them, "Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, permitted you to divorce your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say to you, whoever divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another commits adultery, and whoever marries her who is divorced commits adultery." Do you think they were pressuring Jesus to give his stance on divorce to get him in trouble with Herod? After all, his cousin John the Baptist had denounced Herod and Herodotus' union as sinful, and look what happened to him. If they could get Jesus disposed of on a technicality, they were all for it. This conversation reminds me of what Abraham Lincoln said when he was asked if he thought God sided with the Union. He replied, "Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right." Lincoln, like Jesus, often quoted Scripture. And that's what Jesus did here. He didn't take sides. He went back to the beginning, to God's authority. God made man and woman. He joined them. They have no right to separate. Many times when someone asks my opinion on a current situation, I give them my opinion, which may or may not be based on anything concrete. But we should be training ourselves to go back to the Bible, back to what God says about it, and get on His side. For example, we may think that a woman has a right to make decisions about her own body. But what about the child within her? She has the responsibility to protect the baby because he or she is created in the image of God, as it says in Genesis. We could apply this to pretty much any debated topic in our day-to-day. We should be asking, what does God say about that? And then find out before someone asks us and we just share our own opinion. A good exercise in training ourselves might be to listen to the news and then find out God's stance on the issue of the day.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes at our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.